Hello everybody, how are we doing? Happy VE Day, and hope everybody's keeping safe during the epic COVID-19 outbreak. I'm about sick of it myself now, to be honest. I thought I'd bring you a little bit of a fleet update regarding the Alpha and the Omega. We'll come to that in a minute. It's poorly. So, the Alpha, I've had it a year today, and what an absolute stunning car it's been and continues to be. So much so that I've actually booked it in for a respray, and because I don't ever intend on getting rid of it, and I think it's what the car deserves, to be honest. And there's no rust or rot on it as such. It's just 175,000 miles old paint that's okay, but we do have a few lacquer issues. That's the main two areas really, and the front end is absolutely peppered with stone chips, like so. And I'm actually going to replace the bonnet because there is a tiny little bit of blistering starting at the bottom of the grille there. And then, as many of you have seen, I bought another 166 a few months ago for Joseph's Santa Pod Challenge, and obviously that's not happening now. And the sole purpose of the other car was for it to be well, sold on, but slight bend of the rules, I was actually going to break the car for parts, because as we all know, these things are becoming, well, extremely rare. There's 63 that we know of in the road in the UK, so quite few and far between. So I want to do my best to keep the preserve the longevity of the car. And since having it, I've done 5,800 miles or thereabouts. And what's it had done? Quite a bit. It's because it's an Alpha, it's typical failure. I was usually in a week of a few new owners, and the front wheel bearing, this side, driver's side front here, decided to change its mind about being quiet and become rather noisy. So rather than just change one, I had them both changed. It's not a job that I did myself, I was extremely busy at the time. And so yeah, two new front wheel bearings. It had a few about 6 weeks ago. I fitted two reconditioned Brembo brake calipers on the front with new pads, and powder coated in the red with new discs. You've seen a few weeks ago that I'd also redid the rear brakes, new disc pads and calipers, and which was fantastic. And then, because it's an Alpha and they're stupid, the morning after the handbrake cable snapped, so it's now had new handbrake cables throughout, and so we now have a fully operational handbrake. I did do one oil and filter change on it in October last year. It is now due another one, because I like to do these engines, and it is recommended you do them about every 3,000 to 4,000 miles, just because, you know, they're an engine of race pedigree, etc. And yeah, it's I might actually have a go at filming that tomorrow, because the draining the oil and all that kind of stuff isn't actually too bad, but the oil filter is an absolute piss spot to get at. And yeah, we'll see about that. I do intend on filming it, but if well, we'll see if the video appears. If the video appears, no problem. So I've got all the parts in to do that. And what else has been done? Not a lot really, I don't think. So you've seen most of it in the jobs that I've done. It's just been nice to actually use it and enjoy it. And yeah, it sounds very nice. Oh, it's had a new pair of tubular exhaust manifolds and performance race cats at vast expense, just to try and really, yeah, make the Busso sound as nice as what it does. So yeah, an expensive car to keep on the road, but I don't mind, because I've been after one of these until I got it since I was young enough, or well, old enough to know exactly what they were, because they look awesome. I don't like the facelift ones. I do believe the 166 and the 164 was the only production Alfa to have the number plate centrally mounted, but I could be wrong. If you know any different, drop it in the comment box. So that's the 166. To move over to the Amiga, this thing, I've had it since end of September last year, and I've been using it every day, and I've done 10,000 miles in it. Well, actually just over 10,000 miles, and it's been absolutely faultless, apart from a couple of remedial repairs, fitting a new back box, and a set of brakes and a couple of tyres and a couple of oil changes. It's been absolutely faultless until last night when I came home from work. And what happened was, this tensioner seized up. I freed it off now, put some new grease in it and that, but I've ordered a new one for tomorrow, so I can fit the new auxiliary belt, because it absolutely shredded that to pieces. So that was the failure. The tensioner seized up and ragged the belt off. And as you can see, it's a relatively big belt, and it's was a Gates one. And these are pretty good quality, and it's 20 long. It's absolutely massive. So whilst I did last night, and I did have it in stock, whilst everything was off and out of the way, I actually changed the cam belt. And I did actually start filming it, but because I had a busy day at work with my phone, and about 5,000 customers rang me in one day, I neglected to charge my battery, so he just had me removing the belt and the old tensioner, and then that was it. So sorry guys, I didn't get to film that one, and besides that I was in a bit of a rush anyway, and I didn't realise that tensioner was seized up until I come to take it off, so I had to use the Alfa for work this morning. So just waiting on that tensioner bearing to come in for tomorrow, and I've got all the new belt and that in the garage ready to go on. And yeah, but as I say, that's the only real kind of major issue I had, but it still got me home. Yeah, it's been absolutely a fantastic car. Joseph's reviewed both of them, the Alfa and the Amiga, and it's been absolutely fantastic. It's a really good fun car to drive, and I'm currently getting about 28 to the gallon, which I don't think is too bad. The Alfa probably does gallons to the mile, because it's, well, worse than I'll ever read, that thing is. But yeah, actually, when the Alfa's done, I'm actually going to get a couple of little bits of paintwork done on this. I'm not going for a whole hit like the Alfa, but I'm going to have the bumper repainted on the front, because a couple of little lacquer problems there. That's it. Have the bumper painted, and maybe get the rear one done as well, just as a matter of course. But so the rest of the car's absolutely sound. Yeah, say 10,000 miles and 30 quid on a back box, and say 100 quid on a set of brakes. And the cam belt I had in stock anyway, because I'd ordered it about a month ago, because I knew it was time to be done. So I killed two birds with one stone last night. So it's still kind of broke down a little bit at the minute, because as I say, I've got to wait for the bearing to come tomorrow so I can finish it off, and I'll start it. I'll do a first start on it for you tomorrow with the new belts on, see what it sounds like, and hopefully I've got all the cam timing right and stuff like that. We'll find out, won't we? And yeah, the Granada's locked away at the moment, just because there's no shows or anything to go to, and I'm quite busy with work at the moment, being a key worker in the recycling industry. I'm actually commuting a long way. I'm not actually working at my depot at the moment, and so I'm running a depot over the other side of Warwick, and making sure all the municipal routes and that go out on time and everything's collected. So that's why there's been a slight hiatus on videos at the moment, because I've gone from being not very busy with a poorly leg to, well, I did nearly 70 hours last week, so it's been quite intense the last few weeks, so do forgive me. And yeah, if you have any questions, comments, criticisms or anything like that, or even want to know anything, drop them in the comment box below and I'll get back to you. Stay safe, people. Enjoy the nice weather. And yeah, drink responsibly. See ya.